God. LA's on fire, everybody. But we're doing the podcast because this movie is so excellent.
I knew Los Angeles was full of hot air, but this is ridiculous.
LA blowhards, worst types.
I was expecting a way bigger reaction from you guys off of that. So, all right, it's fine. It's okay.
I live in the Bay Area,
moving.
bro. I don't give a shit about LA.
Okay, so yeah, that's why that you didn't.
I'm Nuestra Familia. You guys are La M.
We're La Primera, motherfucker.
That shit don't matter in jail. Didn't you get over it? Didn't you understand that?
No, I didn't actually get.
I'm Black Gorilla Family.
Oh,
that's the best name for sure. Seems a little racist, but
it's cool. So on our
they came up with it.
On our order episode,
yeah.
we were trying to find a video about the Republic of New Africa, which was like a black rebel guerrilla gang, like the Black Panthers that also committed bank robberies. And this video had been deleted. The channel got deleted. That's what happened that day. And it's been driving me crazy ever since. It was the greatest video I ever saw. These people bought a farm in Georgia. And then they had like these black guys with like guns, like doing like marches, like military academy and on a farm. And the white farmer guy was like, man, I don't know what's going on.
That's awesome. He's like, I knew this was going to happen.
This isn't the one where the dudes dressed up in like Egyptian garb and turned out to be pedophiles, is it?
No. That's like Israeli. That's like Israelite shit, right?
Yeah, I believe so. I can't remember the name of it. So
Israelite. That sounds cool too. I mean, not the wearing the Egyptian clothes, not the pedophilia.
It's very cool up until that point.
Yeah, well, even it starts fun with Egyptian clothes, and then it ends with pedophilia.
Even Africa Bambaataa was a pedophile.
What about the Zulu Nation?
What do you mean, like an what's the other phrase? A phebophile or like actual pedophile?
What is the age barrier?
Yeah, what do you? Come on,
a real pedophile is like from like 0 to 7,
12, right?
Oh, just kidding. Yeah, it's like teenagers, like being attracted to teenagers versus
that's the
kids.
one you are, correct? Okay, so now the movie we're talking about is The Gulf of America, Me. Get it? That's a little topical humor that will be old by the time the episode comes out.
A little political humor too.
Getting political. We're doing American Me, directed by Edward James Olmos. Edward James Olmos. He stars in it. He plays the founder of MA, Mexican Mafia. Now, this is one of my favorite science fiction films. It's about Mexican guys in LA who go to prison and then create some sort of system of control where they gain respect. I mean, this is outrageous. This is purely not real. The makers of this movie consulted with people who lied, and everything in this film is a lie. There is nothing true. This is balderdash, and I am offended that they made it.
The family of Pegleg Morgan sued Edward James Olmos over this movie. I don't know if they won or not.
Well, who's Pegleg Morgan? That sounds awesome.
The white
pirate,
the white guy with the fake leg.
Oh, he had a leg. Oh, I saw the leg thing. I was like, what's going on with that?
The real guy is Pegleg Morgan.
In the beginning of the movie, they break into a store. He gets shot in the leg.
Why is he a white?
Come on, man! You didn't pay any attention.
I mean, I did. Of course, I was paying attention.
Why is he hard to follow? Why is he a white? Why is there? Why is Shang Tsung, the Japanese actor? In the movie?
That was cool. I was very into him being a part of the Mexican gang.
You see, Adam.
Why don't you explain it for the audience? Because
this is not actually a science fiction film. This is a film based on fact, and it's about mi barrio, bro. You see, in Los Angeles, we have these things called barrios, neighborhoods, and we have to stick together in our barrio.
Yeah.
And this guy, Pegleg Morgan. Now, if you read the Wikipedia article that Mike sent us in the group text, you would have known that he's from like a Balkan state or some shit.
Obviously, the main character in Blood In,
Mexico.
Blood Out is loosely based on the same guy, right? He had a fake leg too.
That'd be
Yeah.
cool if you had multiple guys based on you, multiple, movie guys based on you.
Well, you know that
Guess you need a
happens a
peg leg.
lot. Westerns. Like I was watching a ton of westerns, and I realized like there's just the same five stories that are repeated in every western. It's like
Wyatt Earp,
gunfight the Wyatt Earp, and then there's like
Jesse
the
James, Billy the
Jesse
Kid,
J- the James brothers, and then there's like a couple bank robberies.
the Paul
Um,
brothers.
the
Good
Heavens,
cowboys come to town, protect the farmers against the bad cowboys.
sure, the Shane thing. Then there's the Heaven's Gate thing, Chisholm, blah blah blah. But there's only like
Jism,
Chisholm Ranch or whatever. Pat Garrett, Billy the Kid, blah,
Jism
blah.
Ranch. You kidding?
So
That's awesome.
he was a very powerful landowner, and he killed people who stole his horses.
But and then he just also did a lot of. He's just like a compulsive masturbator. Just did a lot of beating off. That's why he called his ranch Jism Ranch.
Chisholm Ranch. I thought he was Chinese. When I was a kid, my stepfather had the tape Chisholm, and I was like, "Oh, this is a Chinese Western." But American Me, and then its sister movie, Blood In, Blood Out, which now has a new title. What the hell is the new title? Blood In, Blood Out, and also now Blood In, Blood Out's 3 hours long.
What?
These movies were on cable all the time. In the 90s, every time you would turn on TV at night, you would see a clip. And I never really watched the movies all the way through. I would just watch scenes. My favorite scene being the one where the lady smuggles in the heroin from her vagina hole into the toilet. And then the guy catches it, sticks it
Puts
up
in
his
his
butt.
ass. Yeah.
And then my
Not
favorite
even
part
washing it. It's
when he
crazy.
pulls it out of his butt, and like he's like licking his fingers and stuff, and like they're tying the bag. This movie, you get the real details, the embarrassing details, the details so offensive they murdered the consultants of the movie.
They
This is
did. What do you mean?
this
Don't
is
blow
kind of
past
like
that.
we'll talk about it later. Now this is kind of like Goodfellas,
Yeah.
but with more grit, more dirt under the fingernails. Because Goodfellas, what's the worst thing Henry Hill does in Goodfellas? Rats.
Yes.
Never kills anyone. Never. Only beats up a guy who messes with his woman.
Don't they lift up the trunk in the beginning and like all stab like that one?
Not Henry Hill
No, Joe Pesci stabs him.
Oh, okay, okay.
and De Niro. So like, this is the real warts and all kind of story, and I think some of it is made up. I think some of it is
Of
based on
course.
fact, but it's really just a showcase for Edward James Olmos to be awesome. Now, Mike,
Yes.
this is one of your favorite movies.
You guys aren't into the intricacies of prison gangs within the California penal system? That's not interesting to you guys?
I am
Oh.
I am interested, but what is it about you that like? What do you really like about it?
I just think gangs are interesting. And then, being slightly institutionalized, I like the themes of the movie.
You wish you
And
were in. You wish you were in a gang.
I
But
I
they-
never made the cut. For
I
me,
know
what I never understood is,
All right, man.
I'd buy
You were in a
weed
gang. What the fuck are you talking about?
buy drugs from gang members, but I never understood what the purpose of joining
Mike.
a gang was. So they steal your dope money or something? I don't get it.
The housing development.
I was in an improv. I was on an improv team. That's kind of like a gang.
Didn't we have a gang?
What are you talking about? What, at the Cont?
No, at the Palomares Hills. Didn't we have a gang?
You guys had a gang.
there
Oh yeah, you had
probably
one. You had a gang, but it was spelled Gayng.
Yeah, that's probably true.
With Jason? Didn't we have a gang?
I guess
We had
so.
a-
Yeah,
we had a fort.
William thought you were
We
in a
had-
gang.
We had a fort.
down by the river.
That's
true.
awesome. That's
true.
That's a very key thing for having a gang. Is you first you got to have
We had
a
a
fort.
porno mag, and we had a box of nitrous.
If a
Oh,
kid has a
those are the best.
treehouse, he's the leader of a gang.
None of this
he might
galaxy
not know
gas
that.
bullshit. Whippets were what they were.
The problem, the thing is, to be in a gang, you have to be in a barrio.
That's true. being
That's how
from
they
the
get
hood
you.
of being from the hood of Castro Valley, there's not really too many barrios there.
No,
What if
we
you
were not from.
gentrify a neighborhood that does have barrios?
That's what has
Like
happened.
what me and William did.
Well, you have to. Then you have to
You have to
attack.
be accepted.
You got to
Shia
control.
LaBeouf, I feel like, he's like he has like gang tattoos or something like that. He is from
Where are
East
you?
LA,
He's from Echo Park, bro.
Echo Park. Yeah, that's the East Side.
He's Jewish.
But he was like,
He's a
I
child
don't know. I saw
actor.
something. He like, but I know, but for
Here's the other
a role,
problem.
he joined a gang or something. I got
Hood,
it.
every guy who does drugs thinks he's like part of a gang, but you're just a dope fiend idiot.
Yeah,
There's
yeah, yeah.
the dope fiend idiot buffer zone of a gang is very loose and very amorphous. You guys, that's
It's
like my
kind
father. He thought like, oh, he bought weight from the like a made man and sold it, and he
so he's
thought
like, I'm in the
like
gang now.
I'm in the gang, but he was just doing it.
You get the
He was
bumper
just do
sticker and
he was just
everything.
doing the drugs.
You start wearing the t-shirt and they're like, what the fuck are you doing, dude? You're not ready to wear this shirt yet. Dude, you know what it made me think of? You just said that. You know who it thinks they're in the gang? Demo Democrat or not even Democratic, but Democratic or Republican voters. They think they're in the gang.
True, they're the bitches. They're
You know what I'm saying?
the
Sure.
Yeah.
They're the Serenos and Norteños.
Yeah. Not us.
no.
Of course, what I like about
Anyway,
this movie too is it's super, super gritty. I mean, and it goes over the drama of being involved in a gang, the betrayal, your friend selling you out over $200 worth of weed, your family getting killed over a look, all this
that's
drama
that's why
that
I
they
never
don't go
joined a
over.
gang. It's too much drama.
So the beginning of the movie, the drama is the Zoot Suit Riot. These sailors, they're attacking the beautiful Chicanos.
I can't
And
watch this scene. It's so fucked up. It's hard for me to watch it. I watched it the
what?
first time, but I fast forward it through the second time.
What when they rape the lady inside the pool hall
Yeah, when
or
they
whatever?
gang raped that lady in the tattoo parlor, that was just it's a little too much.
I love that it's 1942, right? And these are actual sailors who are like enlisted and about to ship out. So this guys just went to Japan and like were in the military. They probably
Yeah.
never got in trouble. Um, I don't. The Zoot Suit Riot, of course. There's a song by the Cherry Poppin' Daddies. It makes it sound like a fun thing, but it was actually a very intense race war in Los Angeles.
Throw back a bottle of beer. He did. He just threw it back. William just threw back a bottle of beer.
Ginger beer.
Dude, that song does make it sound fun as hell, though, I gotta say.
Zoot Suit
Where they
Riot.
swing it, they were when there was a race war, but they were like swinging each other around and dancing
Now,
and stuff, right? Kind of a
then
dance-based race war.
I believe they were swing dancing. So then this young man who was born of the rape, Edward James Olmos, is like a teenager in the next part. Him and his buddies, Mike, I wasn't. I watched this movie a week ago, so I'm a little confused now that I think about it. What were they doing at night, those three guys?
So they were walking home, right? They were trying to walk home, but Montoya suggests they take a shortcut, and that
Oh,
shortcut is through enemy territory, and they all kind of knew that.
and then
So
they went and hid in a bar
yes,
and they broke in to be safe, but then, Bill Forsyth, the guy with the gap in his teeth, he got shot in the leg.
The white Mexican.
They
but I
go to
think
juvenile hall.
the
They're
other thing that
stealing
was
things they're stealing things from the cashier.
I think the other thing that was symbolized when they're walking down the street together, Montoya makes his first kind of like executive decision, and he says, "We're
Mm.
going through the shortcut," and he gets everyone fucked over. And I think that's kind of a foreshadowing or whatever you want to call it.
Well, that's the
Hmm.
thing is when you're a leader,
You got to make tough decisions.
you got to make tough decisions, and sometimes you just screw everything up.
Yep, yep, yep.
You just mess everything up. It's tough to be the leader. You don't.
Are you talking about
Oh,
Karen Bass right now?
I'm talking about me, buddy.
You fucked up. Wait, you're the leader?
I turned
The
down
gang,
a
the podcast is kind of
I
like,
turned down a multi-million-dollar Spotify deal because they
oh,
said
you
we can't.
idiot.
They said we can't say homosexual slurs anymore, and I was like, no,
That's our bread and butter, baby.
we're men on film. No,
Uh,
we got to be offensive.
Yeah. That's why we're not successful.
Yep. So unless you're Putin, he seems to be doing all right.
But hey,
Netanyahu,
you guys see,
he's holding it there.
did you guys see that video of the person asking Karen Bass why she'd cut funding and stuff, and she like doesn't say anything?
Yeah, she's not really quick on her toes.
she's the
She-
LGBT. She's the chief, or who's Karen Bass?
She's the mayor of LA.
She,
Okay, okay.
that $23 million could have saved the city. But did you know that Joe Biden in his administration, see, there's lots of federal forest land around LA, and they didn't do the brush fire clearing, or they didn't do brush fire clearing because they were afraid that they would start a bigger fire or cause a problem. So they just let all the brush grow. So look, it's LA, it's California, Democrats are in charge. What are you going to do? You can always blame the Democrats. You can always blame whoever.
Blame the
because
Democrats just because they're in charge.
The thing is, no matter who you are, this national emergency or local emergency will confirm all of your political beliefs and expectations. You know,
Yeah,
That's the beautiful thing
fires
about
are always
it.
political. They've always been a political thing in our lifetime.
Adam
for sure.
Carolla's pissed.
Look out.
And shout out to our babe Denise Crosby of TNG. Her house has been lost.
She could stay at my house.
James Woods,
He could stay at my house too.
he just needs a boost. He lost his house. But look, these guys go to juvenile hall. Politics are boring. These guys
Yeah.
go to juvenile hall, and what happens the first night?
Montoya gets
Swe-
raped.
A sweet, tender boy crawls up behind him with a knife and says, there will either be chocolate on my dick or this knife.
Why are you saying chocolate? He doesn't say that.
He said chocolate.
Oh, he did?
Yeah.
Thought he said the S word. Can't repeat it.
He
Are we
said
supposed to
the-
not swear? I didn't
We're
pick
not-
that up.
We took since we took this Spotify deal, we're not allowed to.
Oh, okay.
I've
Really,
just been
you
eating a
have to
lot of
say
chocolate.
Oh, you just
Um,
got chocolate on the brain. That's cool. Yeah, dude. Imagine getting raped and then immediately killing your rapist. How fun. Not
Maybe
fun.
kill the rapist
Be
before
fun
you
is
get
not the
raped.
word.
Don't
That's
get
probably
raped and then turn around and be
Vindicating?
like, I'm blaming the victim here. What are you doing, Edward James Olmos Jr.? Like, you just beat him up. Don't get raped. Take it. You're like, are you finished? Did you come? All right, now I'm going to stab you.
Yeah. Could have
Well, I
said,
mean-
hey, don't do that at first, and they would have stopped.
Clench those butt cheeks.
Maybe. Could assume they wouldn't stop. Yeah, just squeeze your butt cheeks really hard and then like tweak and just rip the guy's dick off.
Also, if you're a prison juvenile hall rapist guy, maybe pick one of the weaker people. Don't pick
Well-
the leader of a new gang who just joined or who just showed up.
Didn't it seem to you like he raped the other weaker kids, the weaker kids that were like cheering him
Oh
on to
yeah,
kill
he
him?
was like,
That
yeah.
made me-
There was a guy
yeah.
in bed being like, go, go, go.
I just assumed that guy also got raped and was
I'm sure.
upset.
I'm just saying, don't pick the big boy.
They were brand new. They didn't know they were big boys.
All right. Well, this is all made up anyway. This is all fake. None of this ever happened. The leader of the Mexican mafia was never raped. And if anyone says, I mean, look, if you think I think that and you want to kill me and you're in the Mexican mafia, I do not think that. I think he was so cool. I think the Mexican mafia is the coolest. Okay.
Mike thinks that though.
I do.
What?
You're never gonna get in the gang now, dude.
That's fine. I do not want to be in the gang. I don't want to
I'm
fucking.
not.
I don't want to kill anybody.
Just for the friendships.
Like, do you think he was raped in a cool way, like Alexander the Great?
Oh, and how did he get raped?
just gay sex with his
Consensual,
boyfriend.
consensual sex, not
Oiled
rape.
up. Yeah, that's cool.
What's worse, you think?
Consensual sex or rape? What's worse?
Hmm.
What do you
For the
between what?
reputation in prison.
Hmm.
They're like, hey, that how does the caste system work in jail?
Yeah, is being raped above or below just being in a consensual gay relationship? Mike.
Hot take, hot take. I think the rape victim is lower.
Yeah, the rape victim is, if he doesn't fight back and kill the dude that raped him, he's going to be in bad shape. The guy who consensually takes it in the ass, he's just going to get passed around like a fucking fleshlight, you know? So I think getting raped is probably better.
I want to be the guy who gets raped, and then it's like, you guys see those new pics of Anya Taylor-Joy? Whew, that chick is hot.
Yeah.
I'm straight. I don't
You
enjoy
go out of
this.
your way to just talk about all the women that you think are awesome.
Oh man.
We got
So
three
after,
rape. Oh, good.
go ahead.
What were you going to say?
We got three rapes in this movie, right?
Right.
I understand the first two, but the third one where the dude gets raped in jail, my only question is like, in that situation, how the fuck do you get hard? I mean, you're around your boys. That's a lot of pressure to pull out an erection to rape a man's ass. I mean, nothing in that situation would make me sexually aroused.
To
I don't
punish
get
him,
aroused seeing a man's ass.
or yeah, because your guys are just doing a job. You're
Yeah,
raping him
yeah,
like as part of your job.
yeah, but that's not enough to get me erect. You know, I mean, they
Do
got
you think they
saltpeter.
need a fluffer?
I would think so.
This is why, Mike, this is why they're bringing in the Indian guys. So they can
Yeah,
get hard for their jobs.
The
that's a good point.
H-1Bs.
Americans can't.
That's a good
Yeah, the
point.
H-1Bs can get hard for their jobs. Americans won't do it.
Elon Musk is like,
Too lazy.
now you better get hard, and you better come, or
You have to
you're
be
fired.
hard. You have to be hard for 80 hours a week.
80 hours a week of hard. If we need to get super
You have-
motivated, and we have to make our super hard deadline.
Yeah, you have to make me come. That's what he says.
I
all
want
the
to
time.
my biggest pet peeve with Elon Musk, and it's a huge pet peeve of mine, is the way people will say super instead of very. It's so it's so lame. It's so lame to say like super. This is gonna be super hard. Or it was super good. Or his cock was super hard when he was raping me in my super loose butthole.
So he says that.
He says super all the time. If all his stupid tweets and everything.
I love. I'm more of an Adrian Dittman man, personally.
Of course. Well,
But
somebody.
yeah.
There's one guy who needs to get raped. Send him a message now.
Yeah. Elon should be like, oh, Adrian, he's not. That's not me. I raped that guy.
Now, Mike, you were bringing up a great point about rape. You need a fluffer. You need someone to help you.
Would think so.
Yeah.
I mean, you would at least
Like
need
a
a reach
porno.
around or something. I mean, just seeing a man's ass is not going to do it for me.
No, a reach around is when you're getting fucked in the ass. But yeah, we don't. Okay, we don't have to.
No, no,
Hold on,
I
hold
understand.
on,
No.
Mike. What about getting a blowjob? Like, hey, like let me fuck his face for a little bit. Get hard.
That would be easier, I think.
Come on, blow me.
Yeah, you could close your eyes and pretend. I mean, a man's ass though is a man's ass. You know, it's it ain't going to be.
No, I'm
anything
saying
else.
like you take the guy, like you have the guy bent over. You're about to
Yeah.
rape him. All your buddies are cheering you on. You're like, yeah, rape him. You're like, guys, can you turn him around? Get him on his
Yeah.
knees. Can you like suck me off a little bit?
Yeah, I mean, give me a little bit, something. Give me a blue chew. Give me something.
Yeah, you need a blue chew.
Damn.
Like
You
maybe
know.
in the peg leg, there's like a pocket pussy, like a fleshlight.
Oh, that'd be
Feet.
cool. He takes his leg off. You fuck it.
It's
Puts it
called
back on.
Fifi.
The knee bone goes into the pocket pussy hole when it's not being used to fluff.
Don't they have
Man.
like a thing in prison where you take like top ramen and mayonnaise and
It's
You
called
put
a
it-
Fifi. You take a roll of toilet paper, you shove a towel into it, and then put some sort of plastic into that, and then fuck it.
You don't need to be in jail to do that. You can do that at home.
Agreed.
So,
But I heard you
man,
got fancy things like fleshlights and actual pocket pussies. I mean, you
yeah,
wouldn't
but
even do that.
why waste your money
That's a
on
good
a
point. Might as well
flashlight?
be the
Hold
MacGyver
on.
fucker.
What's it called again?
A fifi.
Okay, so I was on the bus recently, and 9 Mexican dudes with tattoos kept calling me Fifi. Are you
Could this
saying?
be related?
Yeah, that's. I thought it was just a cool nickname. Now, look, there's
Oh
rape
wow,
is a
it's
big rape is a big part of prison culture, but of course, so is drug dealing and making money. And after these guys kill the rapist, they're the new cool gang, but now their sentences are longer. I do love the scene when they're like walking proud after murdering the rapist, and it's playing Rockin' Robin, tweet tweet.
That's an
Nice.
awesome F. I just
It's like
killed a
this.
rapist song.
It's like the Sandlot.
Yeah, yeah. Wait, Mike,
Okay,
did you see something like news or something like that?
yes, that fifi is actually in the dictionary, and the picture is a product from Amazon.
All right. So you
oh
can buy
boy.
Fifi. You don't have to just
Yeah,
make it at home. You can
no,
buy it in
I
the
guess
store.
not.
That's cool.
That's
Over the
funny.
counter.
So
Cool.
these guys they've got respect. They haven't even like dated girls. They're just like they're completely institutionalized. They didn't finish high school. Now they move on to Folsom, and they have a gang. And one thing I thought was fascinating, he says like in a throwaway line, "We charged rent
Yes,
to the prisoners, but you're
they bring
not."
that up in Blood Out also.
What do
So
you
what?
mean? What does
You're
that
just
mean?
shaking. You're just shaking down everybody.
Yes, that's what they do. Like you got to
You,
pay me a soup a week, or a candy bar a week, or something from everybody.
they smoke a lot in this movie, right?
Hell yeah, they do. Back then, you could smoke in jail.
So in Skid Row in downtown LA, all the tents that surround the police station and are on all like Fifth Street or whatever, Fourth Street, all those tents, they charge rent. They're charged rent too from gangs.
Yeah.
And if they don't pay the rent, they set their tent on fire.
Damn.
That's a cool racket.
I mean,
Because
do regular landlords do anything much different? If you think about it,
It's a good point.
no, there's no
the,
difference.
does the voters and it's the voter and the political party sets their tent on fire? Do you see one of the points I'm making?
I'm assuming those gangs learn to charge rent from being in prison and doing the same thing.
That's where they learn it. That's where they pick up all these bad behaviors and
Yes.
bad habits. Prison,
You don't even pay your
of
own rent.
course. Me? Oh, well, I have a wife that has a job, and she's kind of is the more of the breadwinner of the family. I guess you're right about that. But hey,
Your prison, but you met your wife in prison.
yeah.
So that's a fucked up. That's fucked up. I don't think if I was there, I would not. If I was in prison, I wouldn't pay rent.
Yeah,
I'd
right.
be like, no, I don't want to.
Yeah, yeah.
Gosh, you'd be like
I would be
Napoleon Dynamite.
I would be a community organizer, and I would start a union.
You'd say, look, you could rape my ass as much as you want, but I'm not
I'd be
paying
like,
rent.
all of us pedophiles in protective services or whatever, we don't need to pay rent.
Well, yeah, that's what happened is you go to PC and then then someone would probably murder you.
Oh well, I'd
But
be a
that'd be-
martyr, and I change things from the inside so you get things done. Now
The Rosa
They also
Parks
s-
of pedophiles.
they sell drugs. I love the scene when they sell drugs. We talked about it a little bit, but they also have to pass the drugs from one cell to the other. And
Yeah.
what happens? A guy,
Yeah.
a black guy, steals the drugs from a white customer, and he complains to Edward James Olmos. He's like, "Hey, I don't feel good. I didn't get my drugs. I'm sick." And they're like, "We'll take care of it, but we'll take care of it. Orale."
It's
And
good
then
business.
they murder this guy.
The white guy?
They set him on fire, right? The black guy.
No, they murder the black guy. They throw
Right,
gas.
right,
They
right.
throw some probably rubbing alcohol into a cell and then light him on fire.
What can't they get? in prison.
Everything on the inside, outside. What is he? What is his quote?
Peace of mind.
Yeah.
So women smuggle things in for them in the visitation, but also guards smuggle a ton of shit in. Of course. They should be guarding. They should not be smuggling. That's my 2 cents. Now, there's a lot of drama though in the jails. There's a lot of other gangs they have to work with.
Yeah.
The AN, the Aryan Nation.
AB, Aryan Brotherhood.
Aryan Brotherhood. Aryan Nation is in Idaho. My mistake. Black Gorilla Family. What happens next? Edward James Olmos gets out of jail.
Yeah. He goes to that party.
And he's hanging out. He meets a beautiful woman.
Yeah. Well, William Forsythe gets out of jail first, and then Edward James almost gets out of jail. Yeah.
He goes right back to his neighborhood, his like dad and everything.
Boyle
And
Heights.
He meets this beautiful lady, and they have one of the sweetest lovemaking scenes ever in movie history. I have to say.
I like how he's like afraid of her. You can see when he's like talking to her right when he gets out of jail, he's like scared of her basically. And I thought Edward James Olmos did a real good job of acting that out.
Edward
Scared of
James
a woman.
Olmos,
Real woman.
Yes,
I guess. Yes.
Edward James Olmos is like, he's like the real deal when it comes to acting. He's not afraid to be vulnerable. He's not interested in being a movie star. He's just one of those guys who like loves acting so much. There's this movie he's in that's good called The Wonderful Ice Cream Suit. And it's about 4 or 5 guys who put all their money together, and they're poor and they live in East LA, and they buy like one white suit, and then they like take turns wearing it. And Edward James
Sisterhood of the Traveling Pants.
The Wonderful Ice Cream Suit.
Same thing. It's the same thing.
He
Go ahead.
plays a homeless guy, and he's like basically in blackface at the beginning of the movie. He's like covered in so much dirt and grime, and he's so disgusting. I didn't even know it was him until there's a big scene where they give him a bath.
And then you're like, oh shit, that's Edward James Olmos. Kind of a she's all that moment.
With a homeless guy.
And they take his glasses off and you're like, well, you are beautiful.
And he walks in slow motion.
Yeah. Freddie Prinze Jr. wants to fuck him now.
Da, 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 da. What's that? What the hell band was that?
That's whatever that song. What do you say?
Yeah, I missed that reference.
Letters from Cleo.
That's the song name?
Sixpence None the Richer.
Yes.
She's all that.
Sixpence.
See, we have so many great parody movies of so many genres. Did we ever get a great prison parody movie? I guess Naked Gun 33 1/3.
What about Let's Go to Jail?
Let's Go to Prison.
Let's Go to Prison.
Bob Odenkirk.
Is that a parody of other movies?
I never saw it.
I thought it was just.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Like
I'm talking like
specifically of these movies.
Rob Schneider has one too.
Big Stand, which he directed.
Hell yeah!
And it co-stars Henry Gibson from The Burbs. So
I like it.
I've been watching a lot of prison movies. I watched a really insane one called Weeds with Nick Nolte about prisoners who put on a musical. It was
nice.
It was barely watchable.
Okay.
But
what was insane about it?
They have like a song. They do like songs and dances, and they like take their pants off, and they have like fake penises, and they like wiggle their fake penises, and
the penises are fake in the movie, or
yeah, they have like long fake penises.
Okay.
You got to pass the time.
Sounds fun.
You got a lot of time in there. You got to pass time with cool little skits and a lot of penis-related things.
They should do a lot of talent shows and stuff in jail.
I believe they do. I don't see why they
wouldn't.
do.
Yeah, why not?
Yeah.
There's a great movie I saw at New Beverly where there was a talent show, and they were all the drag queens did really well in the prison. That's one thing we don't have in this movie, huh? There's no drag characters.
They do mention that you could get sex in there, and there's that one like fruity dude that talks to the talks to them, but that's about it.
He even because he Edward James Olmos even like you can he's like you can make love in there, but everything's distorted.
Oh
He
yeah, so we didn't
says.
even talk about the beautiful lovemaking scene. Now he meets this beautiful woman and he's kissing her and he's trying to hump her and it's not going well for him. He's not vibing. He's been in jail.
He's getting soft, probably off screen.
He feels soft as a person emotionally. So what does he do? He grabs her, bends her over, and then tries fucking her in the ass as violently as possible.
She does not like it.
For some reason, she doesn't like that. It's kind of that's a classic first date blunder.
Totally. You really got to ease into it, both literally and figuratively.
Yeah.
This is an amazing scene in the movie. This is a revealing scene about the character. It's shocking, but it's very vulnerable, and it goes to show you how much Edward James Olmos. I think it shows you what he really thinks of these prisoners too.
What do you think?
He, unlike me, he doesn't think the Mexican mafia is all that. He thinks they're. I think the Mexican mafia is cool, and I want no problems.
He thinks about him. You're saying Edward? He thinks about him more the way Mike does. Like they're like kind of little. They can't fuck a lady normally. Kind of thing.
He thinks they're a bunch of bad hombres. Bad dudes.
Mike loves the Mexican mafia. He talks about it all the time. But I do. But also you're not mentioning that this is an intercutted.
Yes, it's an intercut montage while this is going on.
Scenes
there's
one.
There's the beautiful gang rape scene in the kitchen at the prison that Edward James Olmos ordered. Right, because he needed a good deal on drugs or something.
I always get really sad
when he ordered it because the dude's dad was the Italian mafia boss, right? And when he went to try to make an alliance with him, the father fucked him off. He
didn't really offer a good deal, though. To be honest, he's like basically like, "Hey, I'm not going to knife rape your son in prison if you give me this." And the guy's like, I mean, he should have said that. And the dad would probably have been like, "Yeah, okay, please don't do that." But it was
implied, right?
I guess. Yeah, true. Always makes me sad in like these mafia movies or gang movies when they're like, "Hey, come hang out with us later. It'll be really fun." And
let's go talk about pacifism.
Yeah, and then the guy's there and he's like, "Yeah, so what's going on, guy?" It's I feel so bad for the guy. He's like, "Oh, I finally have a friend." And then that's
how they do it.
That's what
Goodfellas.
You watched that video about being turned out. You saw that's how they do it.
True. Yeah, I'm not going to fall for that again. Thanks for the video, Mike.
You're welcome.
Yeah, Goodfellas, Joe Pesci, he's all excited. It's always like, yeah, they're excited. I just don't like seeing people disappointed, I guess. And the worst thing that could happen to you after you get disappointed, picture that. That's what happens to these guys.
I thought it was hilarious. I was eating my popcorn. I had my fists in the air. I was laughing. I was hooting and hollering. I was like, this is hilarious.
Well, when it happens to you, and it will, I don't know. Maybe you won't think it's so funny, or maybe you will.
I popped half a chubby.
That knife he pulls out at the end. Ay caramba.
Yeah, that's a pretty grody knife. I don't know how the hell he got that in jail, but whatever.
If they didn't intercut with the woman, I would have had a full boner.
That's
but they kept cutting to this lady with this crazy hair, and that kept
like, get this
lady
like a slide. Out of here.
It was like a slide whistle, and it would go.
Your penis.
And then we cut to the rape scene with the knife and the gang.
That knife is that's a knife you get at the mall. By the way, that's like a weird, freaky knife.
Yeah, that's what I thought too. Like a dragon's blade or something.
Yeah.
That's the thing. I hate to say it, but if you're in a gang, you're actually a coward.
What? No.
If you don't like love, it takes more strength than violence.
Whoa. Holy
And
shit.
you guys never didn't think about that.
I never thought that. I thought violence took more strength than love.
Violence is always an answer.
Well, true. But is
Yeah,
it
that's a
the
good point,
answer?
Mike.
It may
What
not be
about
the
love?
answer, but it's always an answer, definitely.
What about love?
Ah,
It could never work.
Now, Edward James Olmos, he's a tough guy. He's got it all figured out, except now that now this Italian mafia guy, he starts putting out uncut shit into the streets, and his homies are dying left and right. They're getting hot shots of heroin, and
Oh yeah,
his
and some
family
boy.
members,
Yeah,
the little boys are dying. The young homies.
that's no bueno. I speak
That's
Spanish.
that's no Odelay, right?
That is no
What does
Odelay.
Odelay mean? I mean, it seems to mean many things. They seem to use it in every sentence of the movie.
Orale. I kind of assume that it means like I hear that.
basically, it's like how they use chale in Blood In and Blood Out. It's like it adds a little emphasis to what you're saying. It's almost like
Hell
okay,
yeah. It's like a
basically.
hell yeah.
Yeah, yeah, something like that.
Like a Mexican Stone Cold Steve Austin saying, give me a Odelay. Actually, there was a wrestler in the NWO era who was in the Wolfpack. Remember
Yeah.
Wolfpack?
Yeah, yeah.
What was his name? But he would go, Orale,
Arriba la raza.
Viva la raza. What was his name?
I'm looking it up right now because
Shithead?
it's bothering me.
According to the Google AI answer, Odelay means encouragement, similar to okay or go ahead.
Conan was the guy's name.
Conan?
Conan, Konnan.
Also means affirmation, agreement, distress. So Adam, if you're confused, just go like Odelay?
Yeah, it means a lot of stuff. It means a lot of things.
Odelay?
Why me? I don't. What are you saying? I don't get confused. What are you talking about? I'm looking up this Wolfpack guy right now. Hold on. I can't be.
Come on, let's go. A vibrant Mexican slang term. And Beck, yeah, he changed the title for his album, and he had the little dog jumping. Now,
who was in the NWO Wolfpack? What?
Kevin Nash.
Why does it say Dusty Rhodes was in the NWO? Why is Google saying that?
Because he may have been just in the NWO, not the Wolfpack. The Wolfpack was a particular faction within the NWO. Remember?
You guys, Dusty Rhodes is one of my favorite wrestlers of all time.
Yeah.
Lisp, Cajun guy with a big fat Cajun guy with a lisp.
It's awesome. His son wrestles now too.
Yeah,
what about Goldust?
Yeah, that's his
son. Of course, Goldust is the man. Or the woman. Or whatever.
And his grandson even wrestles now too.
What the fuck is this guy's name?
Which guy?
The guy, the Odelay guy. Because he's ripping a lot of shit from this movie, I feel like.
Conan.
No, that can't be. That's not the name.
Type in WWEKONNAN.
Oh, Booker T.
He looks like Luis Gomez.
Remember when Booker T said the N word?
Yes, that was awesome.
That was
awesome. What about Vince McMahon?
He called Hulk Hogan the N word.
Yeah. That's one of the coolest things. That's how Jenny Slate got fired too from SNL on the first episode.
What about Vince McMahon when he said the N word?
Oh yeah, but that was like on purpose. Oh, you're right. It was
That was a bit.
Wow, he's 61 now. Jesus Christ.
Conan?
Yeah.
God damn, dude.
He was never really jacked though, right? Like you could tell he didn't do steroids. He was just kind of like a bigger Mexican dude or Latino dude.
I don't remember his name being Conan, but that's cool.
Oh, he's Cuban. Okay. Cuban B.
Half baked.
I kind of never understood that joke, by the way. You want to explain it to me real quick?
No, let's move on. We're not doing that episode.
Yeah.
We're just talking about real quick.
Shut up.
All right, damn.
Orale.
Come
on.
Simon.
Oral gay.
Dude, I have like the itchiest ear. I don't know what's going on right now.
You should have it freshly cleaned.
I got
A
pink
bug.
pink ear, Mike. How's your pink
Gross.
going, motherfucker?
It's good. It's good. It's
Let's
completely
go.
cured.
Hell yeah. Get that poop out of there.
Is it because I'm washing my ass and then washing my face? Could that be
Directly
it?
Yeah.
after.
Yes. Yes.
So what am I supposed to do?
Oh
Something?
shit.
How the hell is? I guess wash my face first. I'm gonna start washing my face first,
Do
Nah,
you
that's probably
top
not
to
it.
bottom.
No, go
top
bottom
to
to top.
bottom?
Go bottom to top.
Now this gang war escalates
Ugh.
and they start killing people left and right.
Yeah.
The Black Gorilla family, they break in, they make all these guys do heroin to
To
like
death.
sniff it up, and they all die.
Breathe.
Would you do that?
I mean, that's got to be a great
Of
way to
course.
go. I mean, if you really wanted to off yourself, that would probably be a pleasant way to do it.
They shoot up a bar in the black part of town.
The white dudes, yeah, the AB does. The Mexican mafia farms out the hit to the white dudes, and they fuck it up. They make it about
And,
racial, not business.
and then
Classic Aryan Brotherhood move.
that's going down. There's also like a big wedding scene, and then someone puts heroin in Edward James Olmos' pocket to fuck him over.
No, 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 no. That's not what happened.
Or he just put the jacket on.
No,
That's
yeah,
what I'm saying. This
the
movie's a little hard to follow, I will say.
the other
There's
dude
a lot going on.
puts heroin into little puppet's pocket as like a gift.
Yes.
And then Edward James almost is like carrying little puppet back to his place, and he sets
takes
his
a
jacket
rap.
down. Yeah,
Yeah,
he sets his jacket down, and then the cops roll up and say it's his jacket, even though he didn't say anything about it. But yeah, that's what
Remember
happens.
how Little Puppet
It
is
wasn't a
like
setup.
remember how Little Puppet is like dreaming of going straight and stuff, and he's like, I want to move to Bakersfield. That's like the dream.
Bakersfield,
what
if
a
I
loser,
understand,
Adam,
used
huh?
to be the dividing
Just so
line.
funny.
Piece of shit. This is why the Democrat Party has failed. They got losers like Adam who are like, Bakersfield sucks.
That's so funny. The only thing I know about Bakersfield is the corn is from Bakersfield, the band. But
It's a
all
beautiful
right,
place.
it's not funny. Forget it. God damn.
It hurts my feelings.
Why don't
as a
you fucking
working
rape me
as
with
a
a
working
mall knife?
class union member. This is insulting to me.
Hey, the Democrats just let the unions get gutted. Okay. So
Did they?
I don't know. I don't know what's going on. I just pretend.
Joe Manchin did he changed his vote.
That fucking guy.
There's an amazing video of Joe Manchin on his houseboat.
And people are like yelling at him from his house.
And people are yelling at him, and they're like but they're in like tiny little boats, and they're like, please vote for like Bernie Sanders infrastructure plan. And he's like, people, come on. And he's so charming, and he has that like Southern charm.
Yeah.
And you're just like, God, it must be so cool to be like a corrupt billionaire.
Yeah,
Democrat.
that sounds awesome.
Like pharmaceutical baron.
Yeah, that's the dream.
That's
That's
the
my
dream.
Bakersfield is becoming that. That's my movie to Bakersfield.
I'm loving this world run by billionaires. It seems to be working out really good.
Everything's going great.
But unfortunately, things aren't going well for Edward James Olmos. He's back to prison. He feels bad because his chick was like, there's two of you. One who is a little boy who doesn't know how to dance and doesn't know how to fuck a woman in the pussy. And the other you is a murderer. And I don't like the murderer. And Edward James Olmos is like, she's right. I have to change. I have to evolve as a man. I have to listen to a woman. And so there's this great scene where a guy's like talking to Edward James Olmos, and he's in one cell. Edward James Olmos is in another cell, and they can't see each other in the eye, but they're verbally talking. And the guy's like, so, you want me to like kill my brother? 'Cause I don't want to do that. And then Edward James Olmos like, nah, man, you don't have to do that.
Don't worry about it.
And then the guy has this reaction at first where it doesn't look like he's happy, and he's like, cool, that's good, man. And it's a really it's a really interesting scene because you don't really know how to read the emotion, and then you see later on he does kill his brother in this great drawn out moment where he strangles him, and you realize like, oh, he was disappointed because Edward James Olmos is a pussy.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say because he was like needed to be like told to do it, like you know what I mean, like needed it to be more out of his control.
What?
But you think he just like loses respect for Edward
Hey,
James
can you
Olmos?
stop digging your finger in your ear and having your is not speaking to the microphone?
Hey, come on,
Calm
this is
down.
an audio podcast. They don't have to know that.
Older day, Holmes.
Oh, do they? Anyway, whatever. God damn. Sorry for talking.
Look, I didn't know what you were saying, but it sounded smart. Now,
Thank
look,
you.
he want to kill his brother? Not really.
No, of course not.
But
Is
he but did he want to Edward James Olmos to die also? No. See, it's a very complicated scene. There's a lot of mixed emotions going on. Being in a gang is not all it's cracked up to be in the barrio.
Now he knows. Now we know.
Because what happens afterwards is all the captains of the gang, all the Edward James Olmos best buds, except for the Japanese guy, he
Except for
doesn't
Shang
want to.
Tsung.
Shang Tsung doesn't want to do it. They all stab him like 1,000 times and then throw him over the railing. And then
The first time he listens to a woman and he does what a woman says, this is what happens.
And this is what they did to their buddy who tried to leave the gang earlier, right?
Yes.
The guy who goes getting the tattoo of the woman with the giant boobies.
They kill him because he disobeys orders.
What about the guy watching Woody Woodpecker? And
Montoya tells him to kill him, and then he says he's not going to do it, and he's like, "Oh yeah, it's okay."
Is Woody Woodpecker Mexican? This is something I've been wondering.
I don't know. Maybe
it's a fair question, right? After this movie.
I think Speedy Gonzalez is Mexican, but I don't know.
Yeah, definitely. It's like a slur. Speedy Gonzalez is just a cartoon slur. Woody Woodpecker is 3 names for a penis, by the way.
You think he's black?
Woody Woodpecker?
No.
Think about it. Ponder this. We'll answer that next week. Now,
maybe Irish.
You said Woody Woodpecker is 3 words for penis.
Yeah.
Also, 2 words for penis is pecker wood, the slang term that for the white man, and this is offensive.
I don't like that.
No, it's not. They like that name now. They take it. They call themselves the Woods.
I don't accept.
Oh, you don't like it? Yeah, that's understandable.
I think this is this is the hill I will die on. I don't want people saying peckerwood. I think it's as offensive as the N-word. The word I can't say.
That's a good point. That's a good point.
I think it's just as offensive as the word I won't speak into a microphone.
Yeah, how come Spotify doesn't care about the P word?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Hey, what's up? What
Elon
about Cracker?
Musk and me, Elon Musk and Adrian Dittman are pissed about this peckerwood term. They don't like it. How can the peckerwood is super offensive.
Yeah.
Why can't I say the N-word?
Dude. What about Cracker?
Maybe Elon Musk should focus on his ex bitch Grimes, who tweeted that she's just driving around LA because she has nowhere to go.
Oh, really?
Because everything's on fire. She's like, it's the whole city on fire. You don't have to check into a hotel, you stupid idiot. You don't have rich friends in another neighborhood besides the Hollywood Hills and Pacific Palisades.
Where's Bel Air in all this?
Bel Air is in between those two. Bel Air is a mountain.
Oh, so they're good.
Well, everybody in a mountain is fucked. All the fires are happening in the mountains because that's where all the grass, the brush, that's everything that's catching on fire is in the mountain. And that's where all the rich people live. So
right. Rich people live in the hills.
Yeah. So that's why everybody's pissed.
Yeah. But you're in the hills, and how come you're okay?
Well, there's a lot of hills. I'm in the bottom of a hill, but yeah, the bottom of the hills is not a good place to be.
No, I wouldn't think so. Yeah. I guess you got lucky. Thankfully.
Hey, I like the shade.
I think you passed up on two scenes that were really good that we
Bring
missed.
him on because I haven't
I'll give
watched it
it.
in a week.
Yeah, I'll give you two of them. I think the scene where Montoya goes to his mother's grave and his father explains to him why he doesn't love him because he thinks he's the product of a sailor rape. I thought that scene was very powerful. It made me tear up a little bit.
I think it's hilarious.
And then you skipped over the scene right
It's
before.
such a funny blunt way that you put it. But yeah, it's difficult for a father. He's ashamed, right? He's
Yeah.
ashamed. This movie deals with the shame of the Chicano man, and that is very offensive. That's why the Mexican mafia murdered everybody who worked on it, killed them, cold blood.
What is a Chicano, by the way?
A Latino person.
Oh,
That's it?
Yeah. I think
How?
specifically like a LA Mexican, but it can mean any Latino, I think.
This is gonna be like the
and
fifth
they're
Mexican
called
word that we've looked up.
Latino, Mike, because they're Latin.
Yeah, exactly.
These people have been fucked and raped
Chico means like
for
boy or
hundreds
young
of
man.
years. That's another thing. They've
Chicano is an ethnic identity for Mexican Americans who embrace their Mexican native ancestry and have a non-Anglo self-image.
Yeah.
Okay.
this is something a lot of people don't want to talk about in the barrio, but we're talking generations of rape, generations of I don't know what you would call it, being and getting fucked over by other people because you know these guys they speak Spanish, they have Spanish last names, they've been conquered so thoroughly, their religion's gone.
So like the Aztec religion or whatever you're saying.
The paganism, the Mayans, the Aztecs, the Oaxacans or whatever, it's all
They're all
my beautiful
Catholic now.
my beautiful Peruvian people in our magic mountain golden tunnels, all that stuff has been taken from us.
Yep.
I never understood
What?
that why you would take the religion of the people that conquered you. I don't understand that. It's
They'll
like
kill you.
That's a
it's
major
like
cuck,
Stockholm
cuck
syndrome or
move.
something.
They'll kill you.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Well, you could pretend.
Yeah, that's
Well,
what I would do.
pretending. That's what like a little kid who's going to church does. They're
Fake
just
it till
like,
you make it.
yeah,
Well,
they're
don't
just
they
like,
think
what?
they
I have to
they'll
go
go
here
to
because of my
heaven?
mom. She's gonna kill me if I don't go.
I guess. But didn't their Mayan religion have some sort of heaven or something?
No,
No.
I don't think so.
No. Okay.
That's the thing about Christianity and Catholicism is
Oh, that people like.
the
Oh, yeah,
heaven.
it's like the selling
That's
point.
probably how the whole thing got became
Oh,
so
many.
persuasive.
Yeah.
Because I don't even know if Jesus said any of that shit.
But
That
guys,
could've-
listen.
Because
the
don't
Ma-
forget they did it in Rome first. So they
Listen.
kind of it's all a racket. The church.
The so these were polytheistic religions. So that's
Yeah.
like a difference. So it's like they were being introduced to like a monotheistic religion. But the Mayan believed that after death, the soul travels to the underworld or Xibalba to begin a journey toward paradise, which is
Oh,
cool. That's kind of like a reverse what dreams may come sort of thing.
Sounds like
Yeah.
an Egyptian
I think-
religion.
Thought of it.
and then the Norse have a Valhalla, so that's kind of like paradise,
Yeah.
heaven. So
It's all the same shit.
they're very clever. I mean, ultimately, if you just do it if you brainwash the children from a young age, then
Oh yeah, it's like that
Clean
starts with
slate.
the next generation.
it's like, hey, we did it
Yeah,
very
totally.
quickly. And then very quickly they forget their customs, their language, this and that. And
Sad.
And that's what the left is doing to this country.
thank you, Elon Musk.
Yes.
They're trying to
Of
take
course.
they're trying to take our beautiful resources and they're trying to spread communism,
Yeah.
which is what I would like to do in the prison. Now, what other scene did you want to bring up, Mike?
I think the scene, I guess it would be right after Montoya agrees to take Little Puppet's name off the list. he has that final sit down with JD William Forsythe, where he
Oh yeah, great scene.
pulls on his heartstrings and makes William Forsythe kind of, he talks about how when they were younger and what happened and where we at, and then and Forsythe starts to tear up, and then as
You
he's
doing
walking
William
away,
Forsythe right now?
as he's walking away, he puts the hit out on Montoya. And I thought that was just the betrayal. My God.
The betrayal of Edward James Olmos to become a bitch.
Well, that too. Yeah.
I mean, look, hey,
yeah.
it's a dirty. They're murderers. They made a deal with the devil. There is no loyalty, and this is um, this is why Goodfellas and this movie are effective because they talk about that.
There is no loyalty. Everybody rats,
and it's because of drugs.
Yeah,
drugs ruined the whole thing. Because the
and
sentences are too long.
Yeah, that was the longer prison sentences for doing shit is what started making everybody rat.
Hey man, we got to talk about William Forsythe for a second. What a fun role for a white actor.
And he's so good in this movie too.
You just get to pretend you're a Mexican guy.
Yeah.
He's in that movie Weeds I watched too with Nick Nolte. And yeah, he does comedy, you know, Deuce Bigelow. He's funny.
Oh yes.
He's huge. I think he's big conservative too.
Oh, you know who else in this movie is Ricardo from Pee-wee's Playhouse. He's one of the gang members.
Oh yeah, and the guy from Scarface.
So, hey, you know we were what?
The guy from Boulevard Nights is in the movie.
Okay. You know, we were talking before we started recording about the lifting your nutsack stuff. And so
wiggle your toes.
Wiggle your toes. And then they're like, pull the skin of your dick back.
Mm-hmm.
So can you hide stuff in foreskin?
Yeah.
Maybe if you're uncircumcised, it would be.
No, I know, but that's like another perk of having foreskin. I'm so pissed about being circumcised. That's like another perk I didn't even think about.
Yeah.
You can hide stuff in there?
I guess so. Yeah, well, I couldn't.
Put your like your driver's license, and credit card in there. You don't need to carry a wallet.
Just put in your prison wallet. Just put up your butt. Didn't you learn that from this movie?
Oh yeah, I mean I do that already, but I'm running out of space, so I need more space.
This is lovely. I'm reading on Twitter that apparently there was an arson suspect reported before the Hollywood Hills fire. So that's
Lord.
It was a reptilian. Is this a reptilian?
Probably.
Definitely. Safe to say, definitely.
Was he lighting the fire with a menorah? What if it was like a guy doing? That would be outrageous.
Someone celebrating Hanukkah late.
This is super concerning.
This is very concerning.
That's one thing Elon Musk has never criticized is the state of Israel or China.
Yeah, that's the one thing. Interesting. What are you gonna do? So hey, my wife is gonna start getting mad at me. So
you have 10 minutes, bro.
No, but she's looking at me through the window.
Are you gonna fuck her in the ass?
I think I have to. I don't think
Is she gonna fuck you in the ass? What's your rating?
Yeah, that's.
Give it to us hard, fast, and quick.
Me?
Yeah. What's your rating?
Well, this is my first time seeing it.
There we go. Qualifications.
I would give this movie I liked the realism. I liked the loose kind of. It seemed like a low budget movie.
What didn't you like about it?
Good way. I thought it was kind of a little slow, like a little focused on the emotion of it to the point where personally it just wasn't my cup of tea. So I'd give this movie 3.5 stars.
Okay.
I'm trying to not make Mike mad.
Yeah, I was just thinking when you said 3, I'm like, you better say 3.75 or 3.5 or some.
What are you gonna do? Bite my head, motherfucker?
I'm gonna rake
Can't do that shit over Zoom.
It's very good. No. I give it 3.5. Like,
oh my god,
I like the characters. I like the story, but
what?
Like, bite a cat.
I don't have any. Something. I don't have the nostalgia for it the way I did with Bad Boys. the Edward James Olmos is. This is the thing with actors when they direct. They focus on performance. So the cast is very good. The acting's very good.
Yeah.
Everybody is good, but he doesn't have all the strengths of another director. Like visually, the movie is not that exciting, but it is realistic.
Kind of loose. It's kind of a
And
loose camera style.
it's kind of like you know, it's better than a TV movie for sure. But there is that sequence when they're in LA, like in the beginning, the kids going through the neighborhood.
Like
It's so incredibly dark.
It's making me cry.
It's so dark. Um, and what's interesting about that scene, it's like technically very hard to shoot night scenes, but I just watched the Bob Dylan movie with Timothy Chalamet, A Complete Unknown. That movie shot digitally. It looks so fucking good. I thought it was shot on film. I couldn't believe it. I was totally wrong. They shoot night scenes in that movie with literally just street lights, car, like natural cars, window, whatever's like in the shops or whatever. And they had like two handheld LED lights. Like it's amazing the technology that's
what camera
changed
did they
by
shoot that on? Do you know?
a Sony, a new Sony camera. But like, anyway, I like this movie. I honestly think the screenplay I could go up to like 3.75. I think like 3.75. Like I want to give it 4 stars.
Yes.
This movie's
There's
got a lot
just-
of like integrity and shit.
There's just something kind of it's just slow. Like it just doesn't have any visual
Slow.
panache. It doesn't have
Yeah.
the panache. Doesn't have the style. Doesn't have. I want to see the cock. I want to see the cock go in the butthole when they rape.
You
Yeah.
don't you didn't like the cool style of like the lowrider cars. He dresses like a Chicano. The wedding scene had some cool shit. You know, I don't know. I thought that was
He means
cool.
like filmmaking style.
Oh,
Mike,
I'm talking
Talk
like
about-
Goodfellas shit, cool camera
Yeah,
moves,
where he's
cool
thinking about. That's what I was comparing
editing,
it to.
Cool.
yeah, okay.
I compare it to like a similar movie, so I'm comparing it to Goodfellas, which has
It's
Southern
not.
style and shit.
It's not
Or-
advanced. Or
Is it his first directing job though? It's very good.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's good. It's a very solid, respectable work. Mike, go off about how much you love this movie.
5 stars. The only if I was trying to think who I wouldn't recommend this movie to, I mean, I wouldn't recommend it to little kids, but they probably wouldn't watch it anyway. So I would.
What
go
about
5.
someone who's been raped by a knife? Would you recommend it to them?
Definitely,
They would love
100%. Yeah,
They'd
I
love
think
it.
they would too. So I'll go 5. I'm going 5 stars for this one. I watched
They'd
it.
be like,
I think
you'd be
3
like,
times.
You'll find this
I loved
really
it.
relatable. That's what
Yeah.
you say to the guy who got raped by a knife.
I think prison gangs are fascinating. I think organized crime is fascinating. So
I love
think
the psychology.
Brutal anal rape is fascinating. So it really did.
Like
it for
I
me.
said, there is the way the movie deals with the psychology of criminals is very spot on. The way they lie, the way they test each other, the way they
Subtle.
betray each other, the way they size each other up. You know,
constantly.
A lot of subtlety with it in a good way, nuance.
Also the contradictions of the characters, the way they'll love each other like a brother, then fucking murder them. I mean, it's great.
I really liked Blood In,
Cool.
Blood Out, and I think this movie is definitely at least 2-3 steps above that movie.
Sweet.
Blood In, Blood Out is loosely related on the same
yes.
thing. They just fucked up and put it in San Quentin, where actually the Nuestra Familia stuff started in San Quentin. So that was a little off, but whatever, doesn't matter.
Now, do we have gangs like this still in prison?
Yes, of course. Yeah,
They gotta
But
be
I did-
somewhere.
but
they're
it-
even stronger now.
What are they? How much time do they get in the yard? How much time are they able to do these little activities? Like, what is it? Just drug dealing? I mean, that has to be number one.
Well, you saw how he said, I can still run my gang from the hole. They still are able to run their gangs. That guy, that Enrique Boxer video I sent you, he said he was making $60,000 a year in the shoe at Pelican Bay. So I mean, there's ways. He said he had a handcuff key, a knife, an actual knife. There's just ways to do it. Yeah.
So even though they wear the orange jumpsuits and it seems like all their movement is controlled, they still figure out a way because there's always something. Like you always have a job, you always have some little access. You always have alliances. You always have information.
It's very
There's
difficult
always,
to watch inside of everybody's butthole 24/7. I mean, it's just not easy.
and also the thing is, the prison gangs are the gangs in the streets.
Well, yeah, that's what I was going to explain too. You have the prison gangs, which is like the mafia, La M.A., La Nuestra Familia. Then you have the Serranos and the Norteños. The Serranos and Norteños are like the lower level street guys that pay tribute and take their orders from the prison gangs who are like the mafia, the made men above them.
There are also things too, like in a prison. Like I heard the sagging of the pants that the young people enjoy. When you sag, that was a prison
They enjoy it.
Yes.
thing first. Then they did into the streets. Obviously,
Hell yeah.
and no snitching. That was like a much more thing. That was like a prison thing first. So it's like they do talk about that in the movie, the way the prison community
Influences the street.
influences the streets and controls the streets.
Yeah, yeah.
Hey, this sounds pretty interesting. You guys should keep talking about it. I have to go though.
Yeah, later.
Bye.
Right on, man.
See you.
Good job. Now,
Control the inside, you control the outside.
but it seems like are the cartels taking over in
I believe
America? They have to be gaining influence.
I think the cartels would rather push their stuff through the already established gangs than try to make their own mark or territory here in the country. It's easier. They talk about the cartels in this movie too. Obviously, you heard when he was saying how we're going to take over the cartel shipments into this area. They're there, but I don't know that the cartels have like a street presence here. I just don't know enough about it. I don't think so.
And then this is something that's happened recently in America. Fentanyl deaths have gone down in the last year or two, and some people say it's because of Narcan safe injection sites. But I think there's also a theory that the cartels have literally made the fentanyl safer because they're worried about Trump disrupting their businesses.
That could be.
So it is kind of interesting how that.
I would also imagine meth is much more profitable for them because, right, you got to get the fentanyl from China and then you do whatever you do to it in Mexico and then send it to the United States. Whereas they can produce meth in super labs in Mexico and then ship it to us. I mean, why be the middleman of something else when your business can be completely vertically integrated?
And then I heard they also do a thing too with the smugglers. So like, let's say you're a young guy in Mexico, or maybe an American who like has family in Mexico. You go back and forth. They'll go like, "Hey, like, can you take this kilo? We'll give you like 10 grand." And then when you cross the border into the United States, they rat on you. You get arrested, which is a distraction from the massive shipment they sneak through. Like they'll do things.
Ooh, that's shiesty. Then you just get sent to jail and you're not going to say anything because they'll kill you in jail.
And what can you say?
Yeah. Oh,
the cartel set me up.
Yeah. Exactly.
I come on. I'm a mule.
I'll give you the cartel's names. Just, shorten my sentence. Then you can go, they'll extradite them.
But this is another thing they say with the war on drugs. Like it used to be like you get a kilo and you tape it to a stewardess's leg and you have her fly into America. And then they have drug sniffing dogs at the airport, blah, blah, blah. They just have to become more advanced. And so then they, fly in giant bags into the United States.
They got their own submarines and shit.
It's an enormous border and it will never be fixed. This is what people don't understand about our current drug war is that the United States is the single most profitable country to sell drugs in. So,
biggest consumer.
And there are now multi-billion-dollar cartels and industries that are relying upon selling it. So they're not going to stop.
The problem with the drug war is that the drug problem is like a pyramid. At the top of the pyramid, you have the head cartel member, and at the bottom, you have all the dope fiends. They just constantly cut off the top of the pyramid, and some dude one step below just becomes the top of the pyramid. If you really wanted to solve the drug war, you would help the people at the bottom get into recovery, and then the whole pyramid would collapse. But obviously, that's not what they want to do.
What do you mean recovery?
Well, help them get off drugs. Stop the
So
try
people
to deal with the desire to want to do drugs.
If let's say you have a heavy, I knew a heavy drug user of crystal meth.
Mhm.
6 month rehab,
Mhm.
6 month halfway house.
Yeah.
You were gonna do this for all the poorest people in America, Mike? Come on.
Yes, we should.
Oh,
It'd be good for the economy. They get back to work, they start buying stuff,
well, don't they have, but then like we have prison lobbyists who literally they keep the sentences harsh.
Oh yeah.
So
Private
it's
prisons. Yeah, you can get drug rehab in jail, but then you got to go to prison to get the treatment, and it's just like, and only some people get it. It's a mess. The prison system should not be the drug rehab center.
Also, there's the thing too, which is when you get sober, you're like, oh, my life sucks.
The boredom.
I've hurt every person I know, every family member, all my friends, all my coworkers, my kids, my fucking. You're like, I got to deal with that shit. I got to deal with like doing this and that.
And I got to do it sober, which is the worst.
Yeah. So it's organized
the drug war
crime
is over. The drugs have won. The war is over.
The war has just begun, Mike. It's pretty bad. I mean, it's just gotten easier and cheaper our whole lives.
Yeah, that's very true.
For everything.
Yeah. I don't know what cocaine or heroin prices are like, but yeah, everything else is definitely cheaper. And stronger.
Yeah.
Yeah, more pure.
So I know, and I heard in San Francisco now, you go to any bar, you can get like a fentanyl testing.
Yeah, that's been that way for a while. Oakland too. Yeah, it's been that for a while.
So, well, what movie should we do next? I was thinking either Escape from Alcatraz, Clint Eastwood.
Sure.
Good movie. Have you ever seen it?
Long time ago when I was like younger. I think one of my dad showed it to me or something. Because Clint Eastwood.
I kind of want to do future prisons eventually, science fiction. But I want to do some good prison movies first. We have Alien 3, No Escape, Escape from LA, potentially. Like there's all sorts of great future prison movies.
The Rutger Hauer movie where their heads blow up.
Yes. It's like with Mimi Rogers. It's like a wedding. It's like a name like wedding. Running Man.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, I picked American Me, so I feel like dealer's choice.
Let's do Escape from. I say we do Escape from Alcatraz. It'll be fun to talk about the history of that event.
All right, I'm down.
You're down the clown.
I'm down like a clown, Charlie Brown. No Mike's gun corner. There was no real cool guns in this movie. I think there was only one or two.
Orderly, Holmes.
Orderly. Vato. Chale.